Good day, everyone. We thank you for joining us today again on Retirement Platform. We bless the name of the Lord for another opportunity that He has given to us to come your way today. I remain your host, Mr. Chusudo Okunta, the MD CEO, Eastpen Online Limited, and publisher of Eastpen Online News Channel. We are here again to discuss another robust topic. The topic we have today is something that you need to understand, because there have been some wrong information, in the public about what we want to discuss today, and that is why we decided to come and clear the air so that at least people will get to know, have the fact and know more about the thing that we are bringing to the public today. Before we go into the topic, we just have a cheering news today, and which is the news item that we have today. The National Pension Commission just told us today that the federal government has released the sum of 16.67 billion, to settle the accrual rights, pension accrual rights of retirees. Those retirees that will retire this year 2021 is a good one. Actually, last year the federal government made a promise, and they have been living to that promise to make sure that the issue of accrual right, which has been like a clock, to the wheel of growth on the pension benefit to retirees. The federal government has been living up to its responsibilities with this settlement. With the settlement that have been made so far, that means those that retire this year now, they don't have to wait, as maybe their colleague waited. Maybe some of them waited like 2 years, 3 years before they began to assess their pension, their monthly pension benefit. But with this settlement of the accrual right now, I think those people that all the retirees under the MDAs, the ministry, department, and agencies of the federal government, once the money is put and every other thing is settled, they just have to start assessing their monthly benefit. It's a very good one, at least, so that as people just retire, they just start assessing their monthly benefit, unlike before when they just have to wait. This is a very good one. We say kudos to the federal government and even to the National Pension Commission for the effort they are put in place to achieve this feat. That is just the news item we have. Then quickly, let's look at the topic that we have today. The topic that we are going to discuss says how pension fund operators manage the over 13 trillion pension fund assets. I take it again. How pension fund operators manage the over 13 trillion pension fund assets. That is what we are going to look at today. We are going to zero into how the pension fund operators, who consist of the pension fund administrators and the pension fund custodians, how they are managing this over 13 trillion pension fund assets that is in their custody. Why we actually brought up this topic is because some people will always believe that this over 13 trillion pension fund assets, that is just an idle fund, that is just a fund that is in maybe keeping one kitty, keeping one bank account that you can easily access. And with what we are going to discuss today, I think it will really help to settle that issue, so that people will get to know that this fund is not just an idle fund. Because even those in government, we've had many government officials, calling on pension, their PENCOM, to release the money. That how can they, federal government, be looking for money to borrow and to more even to finance the infrastructure, and they have over 13 trillion sitting in one place doing nothing. That is why we actually brought up this topic, just for us to clear the air. This fund that is in the hand of the pension fund operators, which are the pension fund administrators and the pension fund custodians, is not idle, according to the statistics that we are going to lay out here today. Because if you look at the way the contributory pension scheme is designed, it is designed in a way that none of these people, the pension fund especially the pension fund administrators, they don't even have any access to maybe keeping this money anywhere, because the scheme is designed in a way that they are just administrators, while another group, which are known as the pension fund custodians, they are the one that keep this assets. But this asset that is in their custody, they don't keep it as deposit. This money, as the money is coming, the money is being spread into different portfolio, of investment, and that is why the scheme has been running. Because if you keep it in one bank, how much is the interest that the money we yield? We are going to read out some statistics, that we are made available to us by the National Pension Commission. As at September 2021, the pension fund assets stood at 13,001 trillion. That was as at September, and by now, the money would have actually almost soared more than that, because between August and September, the fund gained 100 billion naira. That is a month. Money that came through contributions and interest was 100 billion naira in a month. That is why you see, as money is coming through returns on investment, through contributions, the assets keep growing. And just as I said earlier, this pension fund assets is not kept in one place, it's being invested. Let's look at the data that is available to us. According to the information made available to us by the National Pension Commission, as of September, out of this 13,001 trillion, the amount that have been invested in domestic shares was 973.480 billion. That was investment made in domestic ordinary shares. And even foreign ordinary shares, 105.101 billion was invested. You can see that this money is not just sitting idle in one place. The money is being invested. And as at that September too, the total investment that has been made into the federal government securities, which includes the federal government bonds, treasury bills, agency bond, secure, and the green bond. The total investment in the federal securities was 8.22 trillion. 8.22 trillion was invested in federal government securities. A breakdown of the investment: federal government bonds got 7.83 trillion was invested out of the 13 trillion. 7.83 trillion was invested in federal government bond. Then the treasury bill, federal government treasury bill, 2.8 2.825 billion was invested in treasury bill. In agency bond, the amount that was invested was 13.75 billion. Then Siku, that is being used for road construction, 79.77 billion was invested. Green bond, 11.99 billion was invested. And that is how it trickles down even to state security. State security got 88.51 billion was invested in state securities, and it goes down like that. Then when it comes to local money market, 2.29 trillion was invested in local money market. Then a breakdown of that says bank placement got, that is 2.29 trillion that was invested in local money market. And in that local money market, bank placement got 2.22 trillion, while bank commercial papers got 67.65 billion. And it continues like that. Even in the real estate, the amount that was invested in real estate was 153.44 billion was invested in real estate. And infrastructure fund got 76.85 billion. Then the cash and other assets, the few cash, that they use in running their daily operations as of September was just 59.79 billion. That is 59.79 billion. That was just the raw cash that the operators have, that they use in running the day-to-day operations. And that is from that money too. Maybe people that just want to collect their those that are due for their loans and all, from there they are settled. And those that maybe they want to move to annuity, or they want to buy program withdrawal, from that they are settled too. With this breakdown, you can now see that this money is not actually sitting pretty idle as some people will always think. This money is being invested, and because of this investment, that is why you see that the money is yielding interest. Because as at last time, when we look at the amount that was the operators have generated as interest, it was really huge. The amount that was generated as interest from this investment. What we learned that 773.70 billion was generated as interest by the pension fund operators. This interest is coming from this investment. For those that think maybe even that there was a time that the state governors were saying, let's just go to the pension industry and borrow this 13 trillion that is just sitting idle there. There is no money that is sitting idle. And the good thing is that it gives you now, you that have subscribed to the contributory pension scheme and even the micro pension plan, I think you should know now that your money is not sitting idle. Your money is being turned around, your money is being invested, so that you too, when you retire, you have a good lifestyle in retirement. And that is just the topic that we brought to fore today. How pension fund administrators or pension fund operators manage the over 13 trillion pension fund assets. I think with this, you can now know that there is no money sitting idle, that the money is being turned around, the money is being invested. Like as we said, over 100 million was injected into the fund between August and September. And the data we have now, this 13 trillion was as of September, and we are now in December. That means, at least if it continues on that projection, that means we should be counting over 300 billion that would have been injected into the scheme. And as this money is being as this money is coming, it's being turned around. Thank you once more for giving us your attention today. As we always say, our lines are open. You can reach us through 08054269557 and 07033253557. You can as well use this number to reach us through WhatsApp, and our email still remain ispenonline@gmail.com. Thank you for giving us your attention. By the grace of God, we will still come your way tomorrow as we continue to make this information available to you. Make sure you use them. Thank you very much for giving us attention.